Have you ever wondered why some women have such a magnetic presence and why the energy shifts when they enter a room? And even though they are a man's kryptonite, why are they still so drawn to them? Well, in today's video, we are going to discuss the characteristics of a true femme fatale in modern day. Are they masterminds or manipulators? And how you can use those traits to your advantage and become absolutely irresistible. Let's get into it. There are a lot of misconceptions when it comes to the femme fatale. Some people think that these women just wear a lot of red lipstick and dark makeup and act sultry. Some think it's all about pretty women seducing men, and some just reduce it down to if you do these 5 things, or if you dress this way, or if you adopt these qualities, then somehow you are automatically going to turn into a femme fatale. Well, it doesn't quite work that way. It is a little bit more complicated than that. I have come to learn that when it comes to this topic, some people are going to go by what they see in the movies. Some are just going by what they think and what they've read, but some are actually going by their experience and deep analysis of this topic. So let's break it down. So first of all, what is a femme fatale? It derives from the French meaning of fatal woman or lethal woman. Basically a woman that will take you down. It is a very popular film trope and archetype in which an attractive and seductive woman, especially one who is likely to cause distress or disaster to a man who becomes involved with her. Also called man-eaters, vamps, seductress, temptress, siren, and the charmer. In film, these women are mysterious and use their charm to entrap their lovers, often leading them into compromising and deadly situations. They are known for their prowess and their ability to enchant and have power over men. Femme fatales are typically villainous, or at least morally ambiguous, and always associated with a sense of mystification and unease. Now, if you want to know more information about the origins of the femme fatale in film and the film noir era, I have created a separate video about that, and I will link that video in this video's comment section. So in real life, modern day, what makes a woman a femme fatale? It is something that is innate, inherent, and intuitive. It is something that comes from within. It is a mindset and a way of being that comes naturally and instinctively. This way of being can also be something that can be adopted and practiced with time. So basically, this is not something that happens overnight. You can't just start dressing or acting a certain way and then suddenly become a femme fatale. Because remember, one of the key components to being a femme fatale is confidence. And to have such confidence in anything, or to go undetected or not come off as obvious, there has to be some natural ability, time, craft, and skill. So you are either this type of being naturally and you may not even realize it, or you've adopted this mindset and you become this way gradually. So now let's get into the key characteristics of a true femme fatale. Number 1, they are confident in themselves and they can hold their own. So femme fatales are big on details and self-care. Because these women are known to be attractive, they know how to attract people to them. They do this by understanding what makes them attractive to others. So they are big on how they maintenance themselves. They put themselves first and they have become accustomed to doing so. They take care of their inner and outer appearance, whether that's eating healthy or working out. They do things to make them feel confident because they know confidence is key. It goes back to the cliche statement, when you look good, you feel good. They wear colors and clothing that look good on their skin tones and their body type. They know what clothing accentuates their curves and their best features. They wear what makes them look good and feel good so that they can internally feel good. They are clean and polished and on top of their appearance because they understand first impressions. They are usually known as that person that always shows up looking good, smelling good, and because of this, they are aesthetically pleasing to be around. She's usually the woman that the other women look at and say, dang, I wish I would have combed my hair a little bit better or wore that skirt that I really wanted to wear. Or why didn't I put in a little bit extra effort? Femme fatales capitalize on the areas that other women may slack or get lazy. They do a little extra. They give a little bit more oomph, but they make it look effortless. And when I say they can hold their own, femme fatales are not usually jealous or bothered or feel inferior by other women, and it's because they know what they've built themselves up to be. They hold so much stock and pride within themselves, they're not usually bothered. Now, if you put two femme fatales in one room, they're not really going to see each other as competition because they're kind of one in the same. They're more so going to see it as a healthy challenge. Femme fatales love challenges. They love to see what they can conquer versus what someone else can conquer. And they may even take it as a learning experience to see how they can sharpen their skills. Number 2, they take pride in their individuality. Now, these women rock to the beat of their own drum proudly. They don't get wrapped up in what others are doing. They know what works best for them and they do what works best for them. They don't spend time and energy on worrying about what other people are doing. Instead, they take that energy and invest it into themselves. They plan their next move. They upgrade themselves. They don't like feeling similar to others or inferior to others. They like to keep the edge. They don't let what others do affect them because you can come off as weak or insecure, and they do not want to be associated with anything that goes against their feminine energy. Remember, the key to them is staying in a confident place. They are okay with dressing differently or going against the status quo. They love to be unique and subtly stand out, and if you question that, they have a way of making you question why you didn't do more to stand out. They express this a lot with their clothing and the way they accessorize. Like I mentioned earlier, it's not about just wearing red or dark colors. These women know when and where to wear red or how to wear it, or if they should make it their pop color, or what shade of red they should be wearing. And this can go for any other color as well. They are not afraid to accessorize and throw on a pair of lace gloves to make their look more distinct or appealing. They are not afraid to put on a pair of fishnet stockings, lace stockings, or transparent stockings to add a little bit of an edge to a sexy, elegant look. They also are not afraid to throw on a pair of heels and a mini skirt and cross their legs like no one is watching. They don't mind being the girl that shows up to the party dressed differently than everybody else. They know how to do it subtly or give a little bit more if need be. They know that their uniqueness will make others wonder and make them stand out. They are okay with sitting alone because they've already set the stage for others to watch them and admire how different they are. They applaud their differences while others are insecure about theirs. Number 3, always leave something to the imagination. Femme fatales are never going to give you everything up front, all at once. That will never benefit them. They need power. They love power. Power gives them leverage. They have to keep you coming back for more. That's where the intrigue lies. They keep a sense of mystery around them because a lot of them are naturally private people. They don't like a lot of people knowing their moves. They understand that moving in silence sometimes is better than making big announcements that you might not be able to fulfill. They like the sense of having power and control, so they won't announce things until they know it's already successful or set in stone. They know people look up to you when you can actually walk the walk and talk the talk. So they always position themselves to win or to be successful. They prefer that. If they were something tight or form-fitting, it will probably have an elegance to balance it out. If they were something showing their legs, they will probably cover their arms. If they show too much of one body part, then they will have the other parts covered. They are very good at this. They understand balance and give and take. And they are not going to let you take more than what you can give, because that will give you the upper hand. You really have to be worthy of receiving more. It doesn't benefit them to give up all of their goods or let all of their thoughts be known. They are mysterious naturally, which makes these women very quiet. They don't have to be the loudest in the room, but when they talk, you hear them and men are interested in what they have to say. They don't give off a nagging or a thirsty type personality, which makes them interesting, and so they naturally get a lot of attention for this. A lot of the times when you see a woman showing off everything, or one that leaves little to the imagination, it may excite men temporarily, but it will probably bore him quickly. There's nothing to wonder about. And it's something about a woman that keeps people guessing or doesn't overly expose herself. It's attractive and just comes off more appealing. It makes people work a little harder, therefore, they most likely appreciate it more. Number 4, intelligence. This quality probably should have been number 1, but I'm not going in any particular order. Intelligence is key. These women study people and things. How do you think they know how to put all of this stuff together? They are apt, smart and appropriate, very cerebral. They are capable, very witty, sharp-witted, and whip-smart. Some are brilliant and are geniuses in this area. They are thinkers. So a lot of the time they are very calculated. If they want something, they try to make the right move the first time. They don't like to give too much room for error. They like to think things through so that they know how to react in most situations. They don't like being caught off guard, but know how to bounce back if they are. That's where the wit comes in at. Before you try to outsmart them, I advise that you try to understand them first, because they understand their strengths. They do what they do very well, and they've been doing it for a very long time. They are probably 3 or 4 steps ahead already, and if for some reason they find themselves slipping, they know how to pull out another tool from their toolbox, which leads me to number 5. Number 5, they are good manipulators. This is just something that they are good at. After I go through this entire list and you see their skills combined, why would they not be good manipulators? Now, they could use this trait for good or for bad, or just simply just to get what they want. It can get them out of a bad situation, or it can get them into a good situation. If they feel weak in an area and they need to gain their power back, they may turn to this trait. This is why they are usually quiet and observant. They need to study people so they know how to work them if they need to. Now, this may be one of their most underrated traits because they can usually do this undetected. Some of you may have been manipulated by one of them and don't even know it. They are always aware that this particular trait can weaken them if discovered, so they try to tread lightly with this one, but will use it if need be. They understand that it can't be overly used. It's like a magic trick. If you show it too many times, then someone is bound to find out the secret. And because they are smart, they know that. Number 6, they are masters of slinking. Now, what the heck does that mean? I'll tell you. These women know how to get in and out smoothly and quietly. It's like one minute you see them, the next minute they're gone. They know how to leave a room, an event, in an unobtrusive way without being detective. Now, I told you earlier, that true femme fatales are very quiet, and I wasn't just talking about speaking. I was also talking about their movement. And why do you think Catwoman is such a great example of a femme fatale? Cats know how to slink. Now, this actually may be the most underrated quality of a femme fatale. Now, I personally do this trait very well, and I didn't know that until others started pointing it out to me. Now, I'm an introvert that has some extrovert qualities, but if I don't want to be somewhere for too long, or if I'm around certain people for too long, you better believe I'm going to slink out of there. Sometimes I do it so well that you'll never even know that I was there. I already know my route and where the exits are. It's already been mapped out, so when I'm gone, I'm gone. I've been like this since I was a child, and also I use this quality when I'm just running errands, when I just want to get in and get out quickly. Some femme fatales also use slinking in how they walk. They have a tendency to glide in a very sensuous manner. Now, why is slinking such a big tool to a femme fatale? Well, one way that you can use this tool is to tease. You could be at a party and a guy has caught your attention, or you caught his attention. To make it even more intriguing, you can speak to him and give him just enough information or attention so that when you slink out, he'll hound all of your friends or the other people at the party to see how he can get back in touch with you. It's a classic case of who's that girl. It just makes you more intriguing. Number 7, they understand the power of detachment. These women are good at cat and mouse games. They're not going to risk getting too attached to anything or anyone without knowing that they have a solid return on investment. So they don't get invested or attached too fast, and they know when to leave. And even though it can be hard sometimes, they just do it. Fast attachment can lead to hurt and pain, so they detach to protect themselves. Or if they are not looking for anything serious just yet and just want to date, it doesn't make sense for them to attach themselves. So they give you a healthy cat and mouse game, and when you try to leave, they can reel you back in, or when you get too needy, they'll push you away. This sometimes can be very fun to these women because they like playing mind games, not necessarily to hurt the other person, but it's fun and exciting for them. It's fun to see how they can have the upper hand or watch a man give over his power. Now, if she really likes him and wants to pursue a relationship, the games will stop. But she's not going to allow herself to fall in love until she wants to and is ready to. Until then, let the games begin. Number 8, they have a signature. Now, have you ever heard a man reminiscing of an old flame and they talk about her perfume, or they remember how she smelled? Well, this is one of the most powerful signatures a femme fatale or anyone can have, really. It's consistent, and consistency breeds results. Most people are successful not because they are talented, but because they are consistent. Having that signature thing that people remember you for will make you memorable, sometimes admirable. And when they see or smell that signature again, it will bring a sense of nostalgia. That's why femme fatales tend to linger on their exes' minds, sometimes years after they break up. This creates a lingering effect. A signature doesn't have to be perfume. It can also be the way they always had manicured nails, or they wore a particular shirt, or a piece of jewelry. A lot of times it's a laugh or a smile as well. Number 9, they are unpredictable. There is something about looking unexpected, in an unexpected place, at an unexpected time, that makes people very curious about you, to the point they want to know you or know more about you. Of course, do this in a very safe place in a safe way. Always be unpredictable in the way that you speak. If you are known to be serious, crack a joke out of nowhere, or vice versa. If you wear your hair up a lot, then wear it down. A good way that femme fatales practice is by being very conservative or playing it safe, maybe at work or at a day date or at a meeting. But when they go out at night or to a special event or on a date, they look the opposite, revealing how gorgeous they are. Kind of like the pretty girl who doesn't know she's pretty effect. Why do you think in movies makeovers go over so well? People love transformations. Have a sense of humor and always an unexpected comeback to a joke or a statement. Be enthusiastic when others complain. Have a fun and enjoy being just present, even if everyone else isn't. That kind of energy is infectious and people will want you around because of it. Number 10, the power of feminine energy. Femme fatales just understand it. This is one of those innate qualities that just kind of comes from within, or something that's been deeply ingrained in them. Now, this is not to be confused with someone putting on a sexy or revealing outfit and assuming that that makes them a sexy or irresistible person. I grew up on old Hollywood where a lot of those women were fully clothed and never overtly sexy, and a lot of women to this day still can't hold a candle to them when it comes to the term sexy. Femme fatales know the power of showing just enough or being a little bit of a tease. They may wear a form-fitted dress and show a little cleavage. They may wear some fitted jeans and an oversized shirt that falls routinely off their shoulders. They may wear their hair thrown up in a messy top knot or ponytail where delicate baby hairs fall to their face ever so softly. They will wear clothes that accentuate their curves, and you don't have to be Jessica Rabbit curvy to be a femme fatale. You can have any body type because femme fatales know what works for their body and they know what flatters them. Sexiness to them is more internal, more of an attitude and inner essence that just exudes from them. It's not about who can wear the most revealing clothes. It's about the girl who knows how to use what she has, and that breeds confidence within itself. Women that are in touch with their feminine energy know that it may be the slow batting of their eyes or how she looks at a man. They know that it's the subtle way that she may caress the back of his neck, or the way she enters a room, or the way she exits a room. It's the way she smiles. It's her knowing when to walk in front of her crush or to appear unaware that her crush is noticing her. It's these subtle things, but not so subtle things, that true femme fatales understand that other women sometimes don't. They know men are visual, but they also know that it's not just the miniskirt that she wears that shows off her legs that may get his attention, but it's how she wears it, and it's where she wears it that hooks him long term. And these women like being and feeling feminine, so it's very natural for them to do this. They have a way of showing off their body but still being very appropriate. Trust me, they have mastered this. Typically, these women are considered very beautiful, but they don't necessarily have to be alluring. Cleopatra is one of the most notorious femme fatales of all time, and it was stated that she was not so easy on the eyes, but yet had men falling to her feet. They were mesmerized by her, which reportedly caused the downfall of the Roman Empire, which shows you just how powerful feminine energy can be. These women come in all different shapes and sizes, and you won't usually know you've encountered one until after you've encountered one. Some have a very sweet and innocent charm, and some are very sultry, but no matter their personality, they have a very seductive and bewitching quality. And last but not least, number 11, they are intentional. Now, this is one of the most important traits. These women are very intentional. They know what they want, when they want it, and they've already planned it in their minds how they're going to get it. Say, for example, they need an outfit for an event. They already know what clothing pieces they need and what store in the mall has it. And if that store doesn't have it, they've already thought of a backup store. And if for some reason they can't find the chosen items, they've already thought of option 2 and option 3. This is just how their mind works. Thinking ahead makes them feel safe and comfortable. These women probably grew up with chaos and not a lot of control to some degree. They don't like to waste their time or give their energy to things that do not serve them. Pre-planning and thinking over scenarios is key, which is why they have a high success rate. So to sum it all up, just imagine using all of those traits in a positive way. Just imagine how powerful you would be. In my opinion, it's just about having self-confidence, believing in yourself, being intentional, knowing what you want, knowing what you don't want, controlling your emotions, and doing what is best for you. So what traits do you have, or what traits would you like to have? Please leave your thoughts and comments in the comment section. If you found value in this video, please like, share, and subscribe. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.